They want to hear our stories so much that they dedicate platforms to sharing them. Those platforms make compelling reading or viewing. There's story after story collected by people who say they want to give us a voice, yet don't think about how gently we need to be held as we speak. We talk and we talk and we talk because we can't believe that someone is actually listening at last. We share details about our most vulnerable moments, about the relentless physical pain, about the inability to function, about the intense suicidal thoughts that take over our minds in a terrifying way that feels chemical, not emotional. And when we're done and the platform has its story, we're left alone again with just those thoughts for company. Only now, those thoughts somehow feel even louder. I don't know of other kinds of trauma where this mass harvesting of real people's stories is acceptable. Somehow, in our desperate need for help, we've become subject to a growing voyeurism around the vaccine injured that is as inappropriate as the way we are treated by those who refuse to acknowledge we exist. We do not find compassion in this exploitation. We find the courage to speak out, and then we discover stories about ourselves on the internet, accompanied by gleeful commentaries about how we deserve everything that happened to us for being so stupid. Our support groups are infiltrated by people there to tell us that we're all going to die. And I wonder, does anybody join cancer support groups to tell everyone they're going to die? We receive messages from people saying they want to help, and then they go to great lengths to tell us all about the poison in our bodies, about the permanent damage we've done to ourselves.
I've heard how symptoms have been blamed upon mental health issues. So maybe someone going to see their GP complaining of chest pain, being told, it's probably anxiety, maybe a panic attack. What you need is some breathing exercises. Only later on, they find they've actually damaged their heart. And what that does is lead them to have a real loss of faith in the medical community, which is going to have huge knock-on effects for them later on in their life. They're probably not going to attend as many appointments, which can lead to real problems. But the one theme that really upset me, and I found distressing to listen to, and Caroline has summed this up perfectly, is how I've been told that people feel they are being attacked from all different directions. They've talked to me that they've been attacked by people who are very pro-vaccine, saying, shut up, you're lying, you're faking it, you're spreading misinformation, you're creating hesitancy. And then they've also been attacked by people who have been very sceptical of the vaccine, calling them, as Caroline rightly said, I've heard these terms all the time, calling them sheep, calling them stupid, you deserve everything you got. And that has really led me down the path of thinking, what are we doing to our fellow human beings? Where is our compassion? It's disgusting. And I found that very difficult to listen to those stories over and over again. And what happens when people are attacked? They start to withdraw. They withdraw from society. And when people withdraw from society, we know that anxiety starts to rise because they're frightened to go out for fear of being attacked. Depression starts to rise because they're no longer taking pleasure in activities they once did. And when that happens, the risk of suicide increases.
A few weeks ago, I bumped into a friend in a busy marketplace. We hadn't seen each other in months. She asked how I was, and I told her that my head and eyes had been throbbing again for days. Right there in the street, she stood in front of me and gently placed her cool hands either side of my head. In that moment of kindness, tears started pouring down my face. My crying didn't faze her. She let me cry. She didn't need to stop me. She didn't need to fix me. She didn't need to do anything for herself. She just stood there as I sobbed, still holding her hands on my temples, not caring one bit that we were in a street, surrounded by traffic and people. In that moment, her opinion on vaccines or COVID or vaccine injuries or anything else didn't matter. She was comfortable with my pain. Are you?